And now it is my pleasure to introduce our final speaker of the first session in today's talk, who is Andrés Costemalle Carrandi. Andrés is a 16-year-old student who has cerebral palsy. He likes to create content for social media in which he uses comedy to make people who are going through a bad time laugh. With his words today, he wants to express his goal of his talk, which is to inspire to people to live with a situation like his in a more positive way. He also uses his social media networks to achieve his dreams, which is to become the #1 collaborator in Latin America and one day the world. This presentation could help him a lot with his dreams, since he could achieve both goals one day. His speech represents a pledge of empathy towards physical disability. He seeks to inspire people to broaden their minds and visions. The title of his talk today is it really difficult to live with a disability? Please welcome Andrés.
Hi, my name is Andrés, and I'm going to talk about how you can have a positive attitude even though the difficulties. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. Is it really difficult to live with a disability? Well, first, I'm going to start with my story. I remember my mother telling me the story about how 2 doctors said that I couldn't be able to walk or even to talk. And look at me right now. I'm sitting right here talking to you. Next one, please. So, one of the things that I want to talk to you is that no matter how hard or how difficult it is your situation, it always counts in the difficult, in the things you see. For example, if you see like I have to do therapy because I need to, because I don't have other option. Obviously, you're not going to do it in the way that you're supposed to do it, but if you in a positive way. But if you see, oh, I'm gonna do my physical therapy because I wanna do better and I wanna be the best person I want to be, you're gonna do it in a positive way. Now, this is the next question I'm gonna make you. Do people put limits to you, or do you put limits to yourself? In the next slide, you're gonna see some videos. Okay, so in these videos, you're gonna see that I'm suffering, that I'm passing through a lot of pain. But this is a clear example that you put limits to you, because no matter what, if you have a positive mind and you have a positive way of doing things, no matter what, you're gonna pass through it. Now, is it really difficult to live in my country for persons with disability? Yes, it's difficult. Yes, it is, because I remind you the frustration of how people feel when they want to be in the cinema. For example, I remember one day being in the cinema with my mother, and we were looking for the handicap place, and we asked a police officer, and the police officer said, "No, you cannot use the handicap place because you don't have disability." I say, "What? Do you really need to questionize me just because you said that I don't have disability?" Now, we need more ramps in public zones, and we need more elevators and more accessibility. Now, I'm not saying this to complain. I'm just saying this so that you can comprehend how people with disabilities feel. Next slide, please. Okay, so what I'm gonna talk about right now, it's really difficult for people with disability to have friends and to have friends. Imagine yourself not having friends to spend your break, or not having like friends to talk to your problems, or even to go to parties. Let me tell you what, the reality of people with disability is like that. Like throughout my life, I had made like very strongly relationships, and with the help of my family, I had made truly good friends that had supported me through this journey, because people with disabilities feel like that. Next slide. Okay. So what I'm gonna talk about in this slide is that it's really difficult to people with disabilities to move. So we need to make more empathizing, because imagine you, like, if you want to go for a glass of water, if you want to go for with your friends, and if you want to go to a party, you cannot do it because you depend on somebody. You depend on somebody that, if it doesn't matter if the person is good or bad, you depend on somebody, and that is frustration. That is frustration for the people with disability, because you want to have a normal life. I remember I remember one day when I was little that I told my mother, um, I want to go to parties, and I want to go to to with my brothers to see the movie by myself. And my mother told me to keep up the head high, and I'm gonna do it one day. Next slide, please. So here is one of the things that we need to do, because it's like really, 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 if you see the positive ways, you can do it, and you can do the best you can. Next slide, please. Now, let's see here. So, as you see in these pictures, fortunately, I have many friends. I have plenty of friends that understand how disabilities feel. But unfortunately, it's the minority. The minority of people understand how people with disabilities feel, because they don't know how to do it, and they think, oh, he's in a wheelchair, or he's in crutches. Well, he cannot do it like normal people. So we need people to understand that people with disabilities are the same. We just do things differently. Next slide, please. Okay, this brings me to one of my favorite characters, Elphaba. As you know, Elphaba is a witch she was born with skin was green. And Elphaba tries to make reality, tries to make relationships throughout her life, but she is not accepted by the society, just because her skin was green. Like, I remember myself, like, throughout my life I've been fighting myself so that I can accept me and people can accept me. So it's really difficult for people with disabilities. Next slide, please. Now, I'm gonna give you some tips of how you can see things the positive way. For example, music has helped me a lot in this journey. For example, my favorite artist, who is Dana, who has taught me that if you stop fighting yourself against our reality, you are gonna be the greatest person you could ever be, because you're accepting really who you really are. As one of my favorite artists said, if you fall, you're gonna grow even stronger. You're gonna go up and show yourself. Next slide, please. So in conclusion, people need to make more conclusion, but also If you're having a lot of trouble, or if you're having a lot of difficulties physically or mentally, you're gonna pass through it if you have the positive mind and the positive attitude. Because the world has taught us that if we see things, we're gonna get the things that we want. Thank you.